Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below, and if there's anything, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com, information below. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? Let's get them all down before we get too excited. Just see where this is going first. We'll see. There's a lot of good cards, but there's a lot of like balancing cards that are like, it's like hot cold. It's like it's really great and it's really like rough. Okay, so what are we starting with? This could be a work situation, does not have to be. There is a money aspect to it either way is what I kind of do get from it though. So it could be romance, friendship, whatever. It does seem like there's a very strong financial connection with it. It says financial health. Just in case, this sometimes does talk about stability and fundamental stability. So like it could be like if it's a friendship and it doesn't have anything to do with money, it could be about like, do I feel like I can count on this person in times of need? Like not in a money sense, but like in an emotional sense and stuff like that. Will they be there for me if I need them? Could be something like that, just to be fair, excuse me. And I'm already getting the hiccups from this. Okay, why am I getting hiccups from this? That's usually rough energy. I mean, I know I see that for you, but what is that? Things happen pretty quickly. This is fine. Okay. You got the 3 of Swords. I can't always count on this energy. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay, they're showing me. Okay. Sometimes I want to feel like I can predict if I can or can't, but it's almost like it's not reliable. This energy is not reliable. Sometimes it goes well. Sometimes I can count on, well, sometimes it goes well. I don't know about counting on it. I just don't know if it will be in my corner or not. I've known people like that, where it's just kind of like, it seems like we're good, everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden somebody else shows up in the picture, and it's like, I see me, do you still see me? Am I invisible now? What just happened? Or, you know, you'd start getting treated like a second-class citizen all of a sudden, and I'm like, what just happened? Like, why did that just start happening? What's going on? I think that's one of these connections. That's not very fun. I don't personally like that when that happens to me anyway, so I can't imagine you would either. That might be why that's there. You stay in positive contact, but you're also very careful. I feel like I do not depend on this energy. When it's going well, I roll with it. And when it seems like it's just not treating me as well as I'd like it to, I give it some distance. And that's how I've been going with it. I understand there's good things coming, but like, what's the deal? This is interesting. These 2 cards together, I do see you do put effort into staying in a positive connection for whatever reason. I can understand if it's a business situation, well, it's kind of like, well, it's better to stay in a positive connection. Or if it's a family connection, there's a reason for that too. Social, whatever it is, there's a reason for it. And I keep getting, when it gets a little bit weird, I just pull back so that there doesn't have to be an issue. Positive energy. You have a lot of positive energy towards this too. You have a lot of positive energy towards this. And it's just, I feel like it's burning my biscuits a little bit because I keep thinking about, they gave me an example about the second-class citizen thing or being treated like that. It's a burn my biscuits type situation, to put it lightly. And for you to have positive energy towards that, I think is quite impressive, quite frankly. You know what? I don't let this energy dictate to me what it needs either. I see that coming from you. I want to say it was Maya Angelou. I could be wrong. I think it was her that said, you never treat somebody like a priority that treats you like a possibility. Or something like that. Something like that, she said. I feel like it was her. I feel like I stay fairly detached, and I don't let it bother me. I stay fairly detached. So if it's a work situation especially, it's kind of like, I hear them talk, I know what they're saying, I just don't invest in what they're saying unless it applies to my situation. It's like, if it's a business thing, like when they're talking about business and what's going to happen next or what's going on there, I lock into that and I make sure I retain what I need to retain from that. But if they're talking about social aspirations and stuff like that, I pay attention, but I don't really worry about it. If I become a part of something, great. If I don't, fine. Sometimes I'm like, based on who else is involved, I'll either go towards it or go away from it. You know, stuff like that. You have very positive energy. Just the way that energy feels, just maybe because it's burning my biscuits more than it does yours. It's kind of like, I'm surprised that you have such positive. I don't know if I could. I think that's where, just the humility. I don't know if I could, but you seem to be doing very well. You're succeeding through it, but you're also blocking part of it. They keep giving me the answer. Maybe you're good at it. You must be very, very good at this. That's where the positive energy is staying in connection. You keep looking forward. Some of you may be psychically inclined. You don't have to be, but you may be. And it's kind of like, I know it's pertinent to me and I know it's not. And I see this person for what they are. You know, I feel like a lot of us have, and I'm a Pisces. I do have some Aquarius placements though. I'm a Pisces, but there's just certain people that you care about, but you're just like, there's only so much, you know, you can't make them make better decisions. They're just going to make the decisions they make. And it could be one of those things, because like the way this is playing out, it's like, yeah, well, they make their decisions, and that's like, you got to respect free will. You got to respect that they're got to live their life the way they got to live their life, and you just got to step back and let be what's going to be. That could be this card too. You could see what's coming. You could have psychic abilities. It's totally fine, totally fair. But it also could be kind of like having that, I keep getting like a universe feel from this with the psychic abilities, kind of like you're outside of the situation. You're seeing the bigger picture. Like, they got to live it the way they got to live it. And I just got to do my best to not let them drag me down if they're making decisions I don't really care for. That might be part of this. I'm definitely an intuitive reader. There's more to this in the actual reading of the card, but there's a lot of psychic abilities that could be going on here, connecting to that inner peace, connecting to that inner energy. But I feel like you're already there. I kind of feel like you're already there. There are possibilities there, though. The next step forward. There's changes going on for the person we're talking about. So in relation to what you're dealing with, it's the person you're dealing with that kind of does these things. There's changes happening, going on. I know it's a general read, but is there energy raising? I don't know. It's a general read. I don't know if I'm really going to get an answer with that. Yeah. Not at first. Maybe later, but not at first. Maybe later, but not at first. Changes are happening. They may not like these changes. I don't really know. There's a lot of like leaving things behind and feeling like they're stuck in the darkness. Inspiration is here, and inspiration is a beautiful thing. Again, I'm getting a lot of intuitive energy here. Inspiration, is inspiration. Them feeling the need to move forward. I feel like somebody's stuck in the darkness that needs to get their own way out. They have to find their own way out. Changes are happening. Possibilities are here. There's beautiful possibilities around this situation. I still don't feel like they like what's going on, but I feel like whatever is happening, it's for the best. I get a lot of light at the end of the tunnel as possible, but they have to make the appropriate decisions to get there. You could be a positive inspiration to that. You could be a very positive cheerleader to that. You may decide or may not decide to do that, but they need to make a better decision. I keep getting they're not liking what's going on here, but it's the opportunity to get out of the darkness and more into the light. Possibilities. There's a lot of truth coming out. Yeah, see. There's okay. This is going well for you. I'm just going to be honest with you, but okay. You're going to figure out things that they're not going to understand that you know. That might be also connected to this. And sometimes I think I really feel like I know some Aquarians that are actually psychic. They don't think of it as psychic because they're intelligent, and they're like, no, I just figured it out because A plus B equals C. I'm like, okay, but from where I'm standing, it looks like you had a psychic intuition on that one, but okay, you were right. But still, I think you were right psychically. And they're like, no, I was right intellectually, which is fine. I'm not looking to argue it, even though I kind of am. Sorry. But you're going to know things because you read between the lines and you see things for what they are and how people say things and what's really going on there. You're going to know things that they don't understand that you know. They don't realize that you know. They don't understand how you could know. And that may be another version of this card, like you knowing things and them not thinking you have a clue in the world, but you know exactly what happened. They're thinking you don't. The truth is coming out and you see it. This card is very compatible to you. It can be very diplomatic. It can hide the truth, ironically, if it wants to, if it decides that that's for the best of everybody. But even if it tries to, this is an energy that you're a little bit beyond and you can see through things. So I feel like you're going to know the truth is what I keep getting. Even if they're trying to hide it, you're still seeing the truth of it. It can, that, I don't know why. I usually don't share that part, but this card can hide information if it feels like it's for the betterment of all. I've seen that come through that way, and that might be happening in this situation. You're still going to see right through it, just right through it. And just desserts will be happening. And I feel like, for example, if somebody was getting a divorce, if we're just going to use that as an example, just an example, you may have one person you favor more than the other, but both people are going to get their just desserts, if you follow me. So it is what it is. This isn't something they would recommend overthinking at this time. Okay. Okay, let's just take this. You're going to end up telling... I don't know why, but I see you conversing about this situation. You're going to say things. I don't know what's going on. Take it with a grain of salt. You're going to say things. I don't know if it's out of frustration. I don't know if you're purposely doing it. I don't know if you're just talking and then certain things slip out. I don't know how it's coming out, but things are coming out. The thing is, you can do the passive thing and not mean for it to happen, or you can do the direct thing and just be like, well, this is what it is. The Emperor comes out. There might be something where I feel like the moment's happening and you're just saying what you're saying. I'm just giving you a heads up. You're saying what you're saying. This is more of the, I'm just trying to stay out of it energy, but it slips out. I don't have to say. It just seems to be happening. That's one version where it just kind of like, oh, whoops, oh. That's a version. There's another version. It's not really that bad. Meanwhile, I keep laughing. Decide what you want to say and just say it. If you purposefully say it, it's better. The passive road, that's itchy scratch. It's beyond itchy scratchy. That's rough. That's a rough road. The passive road is a rough road because I feel like I don't know why I keep getting that you're going to say something and it's just going to happen. It could be out of frustration. I don't know. This road is kind of like I'm going directly into it. Somebody asks me a question and I just give them my blunt answer. Yeah, this could be a very blunt card, by the way. And this could be a very it is what it is card. The devil is like there's boundaries. And it's almost like if I'm blunt, I hold the boundary. I will talk about certain things. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'll say what I'll say. But it's more under my control when I'm purposeful and blunt. I also feel when I'm purposeful and blunt, people back off. I'm going to use the word back off, but I was thinking a different word before off. If I think you know what I'm saying. I was thinking something else there, but we were going to say back off. They leave you alone. And the life purpose is saying you're meant to bring in the truth. You are a truth teller, and when you've had enough, you will bring forward what you need to bring forward. And that's part of your purpose in this situation. I almost feel like that's part of why one way or another it's coming out. If you're just succinct to the point and very blunt, there's a lot more control on your side. There's something happening where it just comes forward, I'm just saying. You decide what's right. If you're going to not say anything, then you're not going to say anything. It's just a possibility. This is a general read. You do what you feel is right. I'm getting, though, the way this is playing out, it feels like it happens one way or another anyway. After that moment passes, no matter what way it happens, the energy here, you do seem to care about. There's a strong energy here where you do care about it. Even though there's been some weird moments, there's been some moments. The loyalty comes back your way. I've heard this from somebody, I have heard this. And I don't like the idea of putting up with people's bad behavior, but maybe there's a chance to let people apologize and make up for bad behavior due to how they were treated, as long as they realize that, all right, you were treated a certain way, you were in a place that wasn't the best, and then you pushed that off on me, and now you're looking to make up for that and not repeat it again in the future. Maybe. It's up to you. Maybe giving people a chance to make things up to you, maybe that's warranted. I get that there's a lot of loyalty coming forward and a lot of love. This energy seems to be coming back towards you, has the option to make better choices. This card. Okay. It's right on top of those two, but I'm going to speak to it all by itself. Nothing is guaranteed here. The word luck is really bothering me here. This moment coming in could be the springboard to a better period in time for this person. Could be a transitional moment in time for this person that doesn't really last. Or it could not happen at all. That's why they're showing this card. They're like, don't depend on that happening. It's a possibility. It's encouraged. The universe is trying to promote a lot of likelihood towards it, a lot of reason for it to go that way. But free will is a real thing. It is bothering me. Don't depend on that happening. It can happen. After that moment, though, if it happens, which hopefully it does, this is a really weird one. If that moment happens, they're just saying, pay attention closely. Because from that moment forward, it's either going one way or the other. It's really either going one way or the other. I don't know what to say about that. Because it's a moment in time where things can get better and things can continue to get better, or for some reason they just go back to what it was. So it doesn't mean that they're completely failing, but I feel like the reason I'm seeing the Ten of Swords is kind of like they have a moment where they're doing well and they're making it up to you, but then they go back to treating you the way they were treating you before anyway, and every now and then you're getting treated like a second-class citizen. That would be devastating. I feel like that's why they're not saying this person's going to their demise. They're saying that you might be completely disappointed that they could have done better and they chose not to, or they're choosing to pass the test, move forward, and correctly connect to the situation in a way that's very good for you and them. It seems like it's one or the other. They either go back to the way they were and they just keep going that way, or they go up, they evolve, and they do better. I don't know why it just keeps going there, but I feel like they're saying, see it for what it is, make your decision appropriately. If it's not advancing, if it's not, then it's not. If it is, then great. This person, whoever it is, they mean something to you either way. There's not going to be many more, if any, chances in this life where they're likely to make the advancement forward. So either they kind of do it this time or not. Are there possibilities? There could be. Is it likely? Not really. But could it happen? Yes. Obviously, it could happen. Is it likely? Not as likely after this. So, you know what I mean? The odds are in your favor the most at this point. Does that make sense? I feel like it's like if you have gambled before, it's kind of like the odds are like really like 70% or better at this point that it's going to go your way. After this, I'd say they're 20% in your favor. They're still there. They're just not as likely. That's all they're saying. You seem to really care. This person could be a part of your soul family or literal family. So they're very important to you. They're just acknowledging that. They're just trying to help you see it for what it is. This is more about their story, ironically, and it seems to be important to you. You'd love for them to do better, but you clearly can't make decisions for them, nor probably do you want to. But still, the opportunity's there. Hopefully they take it. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.